Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another exciting installment of Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by yours truly. Who am I again? Dolphin, right! Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Twitter at LewDolphin21, and on Twitch and YouTube it's just LewDolphin, no digits. Sentinels of the Multiverse and One Deck Dungeon are both available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, as well as analog, cardboard, ink, and dice, and you can get the games and more info at sentinelsdigital.com or handelabra.com/onedeckdungeon or handelabra.com or Greater Than Games or Google. I guess Google is also technically a means of finding out information on these games. You just have to type in the phrase One Deck Dungeon or Sentinels of the Multiverse there as well. Hello, Hank Wright. Hello, Darren2500, and whoever else is sitting around in chat land. As you can see, we have One Deck Dungeon ready to go, and I thought since we just finished the gauntlet, you know, we see that we just finished it here. I could start a new one, but I'm thinking I might just actually hit the quick play button this week and see what we get thrown into. As far as I know, this is pure random. I don't know if the focuses are random. Like, so it's going to be obviously based off of my current progression. So like if it selects my rogue, you know, obviously it will have my basic focus filled out, the healing with prepared. If it selects the warrior, it will have most of basic focus filled and prepared out of healing. If it's Kalyana, we'll have the basic skill and aggression, I guess. But I don't know if it will give me a completely random basic skill or if it's just going to select from what's currently listed here. So let's go see. I'm going to hit quick play and we'll see what happens. We have Rogue and Witch in the Lair of the Indrax. Oh boy. I don't know what difficulty this is. I think it's either 3 or 4, which is scary. Is there a way I can see without? Yeah, I can't actually abandon my game. I'm gonna hit continue and we'll see. All right, so we have the Rogue and the Witch in the Lair of Indrax, and Rogue is crafty and has 1 extra health, so it's the healing tree. The Witch has anti-hex. Well, not actually, no, that's not it. The basic skill is Force Bolt and Indomitable. That's what it is. Okay. So here we are, Lair of the Indrax with the Rogue and the Witch. Let's see how this goes. It looks as though we are on Veterans, so it's inherited that. And if I select the thing, looks like it is a hybrid deck because I see both Forest of Shadows and base game content. All right, so the Rogue with 0 strength, 3 agility, 1 mana. The Witch with 1 strength, 1 agility, 1 mana, both with 4 health. The Rogue's heroic feat is to roll a heroic die. If it is a 1, lose a heart in 3 times. Do this before checking any other effects, including discarding it. The Witch's heroic feat is to spend 1 time to roll 2 heroic dice, discard 1 of them, and then roll a strength die if there is an even die in your pool. So even numbers are preferred with Hammer Smash. This is Daring Gamble and Hammer Smash cannot be used on bosses. Hammer Smash also cannot be used in perils. Both of these can be used in combats. Daring Gamble can also be used in perils. All right. The skills that they have, their unique skills, Dungeoneering. Your partner may re-roll any or all of their 1s. That is a peril skill, so that will trigger only in those perils. And Anti-Hex, which is also peril only. Your partner may re-roll up to 2 dice or gain a heroic 3. So that can help us out with our dungeon rolls, or dice rolls. Our basic skills, Force Bolt, spend X mana, gain a X strength or a X agility. When we have only 1 mana die, I don't know that that's too useful. Indomitable, re-roll up to 3 of your dice when you spend 1 agility. And when you only have 3 dice, including that agility, not necessarily sure if that's good or not. So, let's see. Alright, so let's pick this door. Oh, and by the way, we should double check how this dungeon works, but, so Lair of the Indrax. On the first floor, peril encounters have 5 poison, and combat has a 7 multi-die mana with the penalty, consequence, whatever, of 3 time. And as we move up, Emboldened, if you fail a resist poison roll, do not remove a poison token, which means that poison will just keep building up unless we use potions to heal it. And an insect swarm, immediately discard all 3s rolled. That's in our 3rd floor. And the peril squares are all terrible, 5s and 6s. The combat ones, at least it's a bit of a spread of colors, and we can use multiple dice in these, which might help, but we have to be very careful with our dice management that we're kind of balanced. When we're against the Indrax, any 3s rolled are still immediately discarded, so we can't keep any of our 3s in this game once we get to the 3rd floor. And mana and strength are about equal focused, but agility has some consequences, and shields are all on the left side here. So I have to be very sort of balanced with our colors here, considering it seems all 3 are equally required. Alright, so the first door we opened was the Trickster, whose poison snap before the encounter convert 1 poison on a hero to heart, and we don't have any poison, so that's good news. The bad news is we have bad strength. I mean, we could use Daring Gamble and Hammer Smash to get some heroics, and if we get an even number heroic here, yeah, we can use heroics. If we get an even number heroic here, then we can roll a strength die. But yeah, we have to cover these 3 strength squares, and we currently only have 1 strength at base. Now we do have Force Bolt, but there's also this mana square here, and other than that, we only have like 1 or 2 mana dice. The loot is a strength die, which would help with this fight, or a potion where you roll a strength die and gain a strength 3 or 2 experience. I don't know if I want to try this just yet. The thing is, though, that this 7 is always going to be here for combats, so really, like, it's just coming down to, like, could I improve upon these squares? Yeah, we'll just flee for now and get a better view of the land here. We have a locked door. Picking the lock is going to be pretty simple. And this will give us a mana, which will help with the other fight, or accuracy, which gives us a heroic 6, but very costly at 3 agility dice. I think of all the fixed number skills, which I love so much, this is one that I'm not too willing to use. But let's go ahead and enter it. We'll pick the lock. And with 4 dice, I should be fine. I might not cover the 5, but that's a poison, so that's fine. We are in a hybrid deck, though, so the only way to get rid of poison will be to cure it or to fail a poison roll. Oh, and by the way, we also have the basic potion here, and this does seem random because it's not the one that increases 2 dice by 1. Fortune, choose a value, reroll all your dice of that value. And the thing about potions is that you have to select which hero uses it, which means that the effect on this potion will only benefit that hero, so I can't reroll both of these ones if I wanted to use it. Now the tragic thing, or at least the first tragic thing, is I can't cover all the squares immediately. But I can easily do it if I use Anti-Hex. Anti-Hex says your partner may reroll up to 2 dice or gain a heroic 3. We don't need to reroll at all. Rerolling is actually a little risky because we could reroll and get a 1. Dungeoneering would also reroll a 1, but heroic 3 is good enough. So I think with Dungeoneering and Anti-Hex, I think peril encounters aren't going to be as bad as the combats. Alright, so we don't... I guess I mean, Rogue could certainly utilize accuracy and use all 3 of her agility dice, but that would be very costly. I think it's better to take the mana die here. And we'll give it to Rogue because that could be utilized towards Force Bolt. Let's enter this door. It's another Forest of Shadows door. And this guy is pretty annoying because his skill Wound, before they encounter Exile, Heroic, and Strength, which means that we will lose 1. Peril is less perilous. Yes, King Banhammer. So the thing about exiling dice is that it's a permanent effect. So when I exile a heroic die and I exile a strength die, my general supply will permanently have 1 fewer. So instead of having 8 strength, 8 agilities, and 8 manas, and 6 heroics, it would then have 7 strengths, 8 agilities, 8 manas, 5 heroics. So if you're going to fight the Razorbark, you have to be very aware of that, because it can certainly come back to bite you, especially when we are fighting the flip side and we need a 20 strength and 4 strength, you know, to cover these squares. If we don't have enough strength dice, we have to go to heroics, but if we don't have enough heroics, we can't do it anyway. Anyway, at least the nice, well, the nice thing, I guess. One of the things about this dungeon is that there's no other exiling of dice unless you spend time against the boss. If you spend time against the boss, that counts as exiling a die. But like the Mud Golem, I know at the start of each round against the Mud Golem, you exile 4 dice. So against the Mud Golem, prolonged matches become more costly. And then there's another dungeon that is especially terrible because every time you explore, you exile a die, and then when you go to the second floor, you exile a second die. So anyway, back on topic here. Razorbark. It is a 4 experience fight, and there's a lot of mana we need. We did just pick up a mana die, though. We don't need strength as much. I mean, if I don't cover these, I lose 1 time, and I take 4 hearts, or I take a heart of damage. I'm confusing different things. I mean, the penalties against the Razorbark aren't actually too steep, because it's at base 2 hearts, 3 poison, and 4 time. And most of the time is coming from the 7 square, so it could be mitigated pretty simply. The hearts and the poison are more lasting, and especially in the Lair of Indrax, once we get to the 2nd floor, poison is going to be more risky. Hello, Bella Sorcier. You almost killed the Mud Golem, but missed by 1 health and couldn't damage him at all after the next 4 exile dice. Yeah, it gets like the decision of which dice to exile against the Mud Golem is pretty annoying, because, you know, 4 dice is a lot, even when there's like 28 dice still in the pool, because you're cutting out colors, and so you have to make pretty bad decisions. And Mud Golem fights, I think, have to last at least 3 rounds, if I recall. Even if you fill all the squares, I think 3 rounds is the minimum. Alright, so I don't know that we're going to cover this 15 square. I'm going to resign myself to saying that's not going to happen. So if I do this and I exile the dice and whatever, this is going to happen almost certainly. I could probably get the 7 covered between my 3 mana dice. My 4 agilities, I should hopefully roll at least 1 5. And then the strength, I only have 1 strength die. If I spend time to roll 2 heroics, discard 1, and then roll a strength for an even 1. I'm hoping that's not so I can just cover this 4 here, because that'll be an even trade, basically. Yes, as I was saying, exiled dice are permanently gone because they're taken from your general supply, and so 7 strength, 8 agility, 8 mana, 5 heroics would be left in the supply if I fight this. I think I am gonna fight it though, because the consequences other than the exiled dice aren't too steep, and the rewards are tempting. They're also tempting. I think dice exiling is a Forest of Shadows thing. Let's see. Several effects call for a dire token to be exiled, so it's not listed under the Forest of Shadows header. but it is here. An exiled die or token is removed from the game and is no longer available. And this also affects... There's one boss that exiles poison tokens for each round. And when you take poison, when you're... It'll be probably under consequences, wouldn't it? That would make sense. If there are no poison tokens in the general supply, then a hero will take damage for each poison token that would have been placed. So I think the only way that poison gets exiled is from the boss, that singular boss. It exiled from your actual dice you roll. Whoops. All right. Daring Gamble is risky, but it's only a 1 out of 6 chance of losing the heart in 3 times. So in terms of expected value, every time I use Daring Gamble, I should expect to lose 1/6 of a heart and half a time is basically the expenditure. I mean, I'm gonna actually do this. If I can cover the 15 with this, it'd be nice. I don't know that 2 is too useful, but there you go. And Hammer Smash, I'm gonna do this. Chances are pretty good. I'll roll an even number. Hopefully it's a good even number. We have a 4 and a 6. They're both even, and 6 is pretty good, so I'll do that. And with the roll of Strength 2, which isn't as useful, but there you go. Alright, so we didn't get a 4 on the Strength side. We did get a 6 on the Agility side. We have a good start to mana. Our Strength is poor. Okay. So what can we do with this? Well, we do have an Agility 5, Agility 6, so that's good. The mana... conceivably... we can cover the 15. I won't have enough to cover the 7, though. I could do it if I convert these Strength 2s, which otherwise don't have much purpose, because I can't cover the strengths with that. The strengths, however, I definitely can't cover unless I somehow utilize a heroic die or force bolt. So Indomitable, I can't really use because these dice were both witch dice. No, the 5 was the witch die. Okay, never mind. The 6 was the rogue. So we're missing out on the strength side. And yeah, I mean, obviously poison and heart is a worse consequence than a heart, so I don't want to steal from here and take that. And 3 time obviously is worse than 1 time. Is 3 time worse than 1 heart? Because I don't think I can cover more than that. I think 1 heart and 1 time is fine. I'll end the encounter. And the rogue will, at some point, take damage from Daring Gamble, so I'll give the damage to the witch. The witch abilities seem low. What ability? What do you mean by seem low? Low valued? I don't know. Alright, so Strength and Heart, or spend 6 mana to gain a 5 Strength, 6 Agility, 4 mana, or 4 Experience. Flamewalk could be good. I mean, you lose mana, but you gain Strength and Agility. 3 total versus Rogue's 4. Oh. You mean from the equipment, or the base equipment. Okay, that makes more sense. Let's see. Because if I give this, it would be to the rogue. Because the rogue has more mana right now. But the rogue also has Force Bolt, which uses mana, so her mana would be stretched thin as it is. It might be better to just take the experience. Normally I would want to get the item, but 4 experience would mean that the next time I get experience, I'll get the heroic die. Versus if I take the item, then I have the extra strength, but I'm not anywhere closer to that. So I'll just take the experience. So now every time I win a fight, I have to decide, is the heroic die better than my other options? Here we have the Wraith! Not to be confused with Sentinels of the Multiverse Wraith. I guess technically it's Wraith and not the Wraith here. Before the encounter, convert one item to experience, which means this is getting converted. And so, we have lots of mana going on here, which is unfortunate because we're going to lose our mana source. Or not mana source, but one of our mana sources. And also, unfortunately, is that this 9 square is a shield, and the strength is a 5 in shield. Unfortunately, you don't actually level up until after the encounter. Before the encounter, you get your experience to level up and then lose encounter. I mean, so you level up after the encounter. It's like during the consequences. No, it's the claim loot is what happens. Just music. Okay. Yeah, so I could fight it and then fail to cover every square, and then I'll take 3 hearts damage, which I can survive, and 6 time, which is very costly. Unfortunately, I can't really do anything to prevent that. Because my agility isn't going to be good for anything but converting to heroics. And I have to roll a strength 5. I have a singular strength die. I have a heroic die. I have a heroic choice and then maybe a strength roll. I have force bolt, but that costs mana. I think I don't want to do this. I think it's a bad idea. So, do I want to go for the Trickster now? The only thing we have that's different is a mana die from the last time I considered it. I don't know that is any better. So I'm going to just explore. I'm going to spend time and explore. We get 2 Force of Shadows doors. So let's see what that gives us. Or no, actually this is a base. Oh no, this is... What is this? No, this is a base thing. No, it is Force of Shadows. Sorry, I'm going crazy here. I can't tell what is happening. Thick armor. Add 2 times to the consequences for each heroic on this heroic die on this card. You know, this is pretty bad when there's a 10 shield staring me at the face. Ugh. I already don't like this. I'm gonna leave this. I like that skill though. It's an auto skill against perils that lowers the difficulty of each square by 1, which makes perils much easier. Alright, the Wisp, which is pretty terrible considering it's all mana, but the consequences aren't actually too good either, because it's 3 hearts, 5 poison, and 10 time. But there's no shield icons, there's no strength, which is good, because strength is the weakest one of my thing. This potion is actually pretty cool. I generally like this potion, especially if the boss has shield icons, which this one does. However, there's still consequences on these icons. So, you know, getting rid of these shield icons doesn't mean I need any less dice, but it does mean that I don't have to worry about covering these squares principally. On the other hand, these are kind of the worst squares anyway, so I don't know if piercing is that good. And in any case, considering that we have 3 other doors that are open right now, and we kind of want to be sure that we can actually get something to work with those doors. I'm gonna enter. I'm gonna do my full heroic feat squad here. And oh good, I got a 1, which means that I take a heart and 3 times of damage. But alright, so once out of 2 usages so far, so our record is 50%. We'll discard the 5 because it's lower, and the 6 is even, and our strength roll, which isn't actually required, gives me a 6, which might do something, maybe. Our mana roll is, well, our everything roll there. Oh my god, 6 dice, and they're all 2s and lower. Jeez. And oh my gosh. of the actual dice rolls. They were all 3s or lower. Oh. I mean, it's actually not too bad when all of these are 3s, but... Oh my god, is there a pretend this didn't happen button? Okay, what can we do here? We have a mana 3, mana 2, heroic 6. We do have an agility reroll. Reroll up to 3 of your dice. But I don't know about that. I would rather the rogue reroll, but I can't. Oh, I guess we do have fortune here. I think this is actually a good time to use fortune because I have too many ones. I get 4-4-1. Well, that's something. And let's heal the rogue. Okay, now I have another mana thing I can use, and I can actually utilize an agility thing. What am I gonna do then? I feel like poison is going to be more of a concern in this dungeon since, for one, this is a hybrid deck, so a successful dice roll isn't going to remove poison. But furthermore, on floor 2, failing a resist poison roll will also not remove a poison token, which means that once I have poison, the only way of getting rid of it is to heal it. So I probably want to avoid that straight up. So this is now currently very time costly. Now there is something I could do, which I can use Force Bolt. Even though I don't have any mana dice left, I can still put heroics into it. And this heroic 1 currently only can go into the 7. But I mean, I can cover the 7 if I put the 2 heroics I have into that. And that will save me 3 time. And time is currently my biggest expenditure. I'll take a lot of damage right now, but I mean, considering that we're still not, like, we're not leveled up and we haven't gotten many items or skills, and we're halfway through this floor and I have to go to floor 2 and then keep going, I think I probably want to avoid spending time. I could convert these into a heroic 2, but that's a slight waste, I think. It might be better to... so Force Bolt... So, Force Bolt can only really give me a strength or a agility, so I can only really use that to get an agility 3 at best. I can get a heroic 2, which can cover one of these 2 squares. But if I do that, then I can't use Force Bolt with my current dice spread. I could use Indomitable to re-roll this strength 1, and there's a chance I can get a 3, which if I convert into a heroic 3, could then cover that mana 3. We're back to video games using weird covers of older songs as their jingles. I didn't realize this was a weird cover of an older song. Oh. You saw an Anthem ad that you saw was playing Crazy Train. Oh, okay, it's not about this game. We're just talking about your life. The reroll on a strength 1 is a 66% chance of utility. Yeah, because 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 6. And then I can convert these into a heroic 2 to cover the mana square. So, yeah, let's try that. Alright, we got the 4, so I can convert that to a heroic 4, covering the 3, and then I can convert these to a heroic 2, and I can cover one of those. Which the time was this thing I'm a little more worried about now. So actually, if I'm not as worried about damage, then I'll just cover the agility 3, because, or the agility 3 with 2 time, because then I'll take less time. So 3 hearts, but I'll still have 2 hearts to spare out each hero as long as I give the extra to the rogue. And only 2 times spent. So I think I just want the experience because that will give me the heroic die and an extra potion, which means I can actually heal one of these people. So, Devil's Bargain. We do now have the extra heroic die, which is good, because that will make any of these fights easier. I think the Moss Golem we're still going to avoid because that 10 shield is very scary when we only have 1 strength die. The Trickster has 3 strength shield squares. So actually, let me hit undo for a second. Let me hit undo again. Maybe I want to take the potion and then I can fight the other guy. And then I'll have this potion for other encounters. I'm going to do this instead, which will essentially do everything except I lose the heroic die. I still heal because I gained a potion. But now I can fight the Trickster. And I don't have to worry about these shield icons at all. So I just have to do Strength 5, Mana 6, Mana 7, which I still don't have enough mana dice for, so we'll utilize these things. Let's do Hammer Smash. And we get another 6, that's good. So far, of all the time we used Hammer Smash, we've gotten a 6, which is good. FF15 was exceptionally weird because ads are one thing, but it really caught you off guard hearing it in-game. There were in-game ads? So I now have the heroic 6, which actually means there's a lot less pressure here. So I'm gonna skip the Daring Gamble. We now have a Mana 6, which now I can use this heroic into the Strength square, but I also have a Strength 5. This is very interesting what we have here. So mana and strength, and then mana. So the next question is, can I get away with not using the piercing potion? But I doubt it. Especially because I don't have enough... Well, if I convert those to a heroic 1, then I can move this 3 somewhere, but that doesn't actually help too much. Actually, no. Yeah. No, we're good, actually. Because I can convert this to a Strength 3. Turn this into a Heroic 5. Turn this into a Heroic 1. And now all these squares are covered. So I save the potion. And I think we'll take the experience. So I level up. There, we still have that potion. Speaking of which, that potion actually will help in all of these fights. I don't know why I didn't even think about it for these fights. I guess because I couldn't see the board when I was doing this. One of the things that I'm not sure... There should be an option to see the board when you're in the middle of a fight. Like if I hit Moss Golem, now I can't see what the other encounters were. Unless I hit undo, but I can only undo before I roll dice. So, anyway. For all I know, there is a way to see the board, and I've just missed it. So it's actually more tempting to do these because I do have the piercing potion, which can help. I do want awareness because that will make perils easy, or easier, which will help considering we have big numbers here. So let's go for the Moss Golem. Let's do Hammer Smash because I love Hammer Smash. 2 and 4. All right, easy decision. Keep the 4. That wasn't a 6, but it's still even, so I roll this. And then I'm going to do the Daring Gamble. I rolled a 6. Yes! So I've done Daring Gamble 3 times. Let's keep track of these statistics. We did Daring Gamble 3 times, and we've rolled a 1 once. All right, so now who wants the heroic die? This will matter because whether we use Force Bolt or Indomitable, Force Bolt's arguably more useful, though, because that will convert... Well, I guess you don't really want to put the heroic into Force Bolt because you can just use it directly, but I don't know. If it's a 1, then it's not useful for much anyway. Right, and then... Okay. So, our agility situation isn't ideal. Our mana situation isn't ideal because we do not have a mana 6. And anytime we put a heroic on the board, 2 time gets added to the consequences. So since we didn't do a good enough job with the strength, I'm going to use piercing. And it doesn't matter who makes this decision. It does matter who gets healed. I'll heal the rogue because daring gamble. So I don't need to worry about the strength anymore. The strength is now for other purposes. The other issue, though, is that I don't have a mana 6 and an agility 6. Or rather, I guess or is the better word. I don't have one or the other. I could cover the 7, but really, if I'm going to put heroics anywhere, it's going to be on the 7. I do have an agility 5. I don't have an agility 4. We could re-roll with Indomitable and maybe... Well, I guess I did that. Well, I can still undo. I'm not too happy about putting a 4 there, though. I might convert these dice so I can use Indomitable. And then I can keep this 4 for another purpose. There's a chance that this can turn into a 4. I guess there's also a chance this can turn into a 6. I can get a agility 4 through Force Bolt at the very least. And if I'm going to do that, I could do the heroics for that, or one of the heroics for that. So there's some possibility here of a positive outcome. Damage is probably better, or it's better to avoid damage at this point than time, considering we're almost at the end of the floor. Or I guess that means the argument is the other way around. So let's do that. I think that's the best choice. Let's re-roll these 2. Oh, I don't know. I see. There's no reason to re-roll that 4, I don't think. So we'll re-roll those. Get a mana 5, agility 1, which is kind of the worst of every world. Let's do Force Bolt and get the heroic, or not heroic, agility 5. The consequence on this is only 1 heart. So the question is, what is worse, 2 time or 1 heart? Well, 2 time is going to take away from my ability to explore the floor further, and it's going to lead to a heart of damage anyway if I keep on the floor. So it might be better to take the heart then. So I think we'll cover the 7. And now it's only 2 hearts of consequences, which is fine. And I'm going to take awareness, reduce the difficulty of each challenge box by 1. Only good on perils, but very good on perils. We'll give that to the witch. That's our first skill, believe it or not. Okay, now let's fight the wraith. So we lost our mana die. Let's do that. It is costing 1 time to do that. And I got no even number this time. Oh well. I'm going to do Daring Gamble, and when I roll 1, then that's it for this floor, but I didn't. Okay. Let's give this to the rogue, because reasons. And then, okay, we got a mana 6. So, we didn't get, well, we only had 1 strength die anyway. But I didn't get a strength 5, and my heroics aren't 5s, so I'm going to use piercing again. So, that lightens the weight of this encounter significantly. This 5 I can try to get through Force Bolt. I can cover the 6, because I do have the agility 6. We don't have a strength 5, but we can try to get it with Force Bolt. I do have a strength 3. So if I want to get a strength 5, then I probably want to... Let's convert these to a heroic. Put one of those 3s in there, get my strength 5, and then the rest can go into the mana, which, yeah, I was very good on. Hello, Licky. How are you doing? Okay, well, let's actually take a strength die because we've been hurting. All right, let's start getting dice because we are pretty weak on dice and like basically everything for that matter. All right, so we can explore safely, and we have a base dungeon and Forest Shadows door in front of us. So this is actually a big decision in case I don't want to stay on this floor, but let's take the left door because I like going left to right because I'm weird. We have the Goblin, X equals 4 per open door, including this one. But this is a pretty straightforward encounter, so I'm going to enter it. And let's dare and gamble, because I'm quite daring. All right, it's not a 1. So, if I spend the time, a heart of damage will happen, but it will give me more strength, which, unless I want to avoid piercing again, yeah, I'm just going to do this. I know it's going to do the heart of damage, whatever. This will give me an excuse to stay on this floor, though, so I'll take that. And I got 2 1s! No! No! That's a 1 out of 36 chance! I guess it happened. You've never had a potion of piercing before, now you want one all the time. It's my favorite potion! It's so good! Oh boy, let's probably use Indomitable, I think, because I don't like those ones. But let's think about this first. Our agility is fine, because we can cover those squares with the rogue. Our strength, we can cover a 3, and that's it. We can cover the 4 if I use all my strength dice. The mana, we can cover the 7. I do have a 6 that can cover the 5. So actually, no, we're good. Okay. Every combination of 2d6 is a 1 in 36 chance. I mean, technically, if you're saying first die is a 2 and second die is a 5, then yes, that's a 1 in 36 chance. If you're saying chance of rolling a 7 is a 1 in 36, technically not correct, but eh. Okay. Still weak on mana, so I don't want the skill. 2 experience isn't really that good. I'll take the item. And we don't have any strength skills. Let's give this to the rogue, since the witch could conjure a strength. Yeah, okay. Alright. That's what I was thinking, yeah. Okay, I like this guy. But I almost said the Black Panther. The Panther! I like this guy because Charmed Panther gives me a guaranteed strength 4 or agility 4. I have to charm it, though. But guess what? We have awareness, so actually this is a bit easier. Because we can reduce the difficulty of each challenge box by 1. We do have Daring Gamble can be used. We do have a heroic die. We have 2 mana dice, so I want to charm it, I think. So we have 3 dice. And I have to get 8 and a 4, so it's a bit difficult. So I'm going to do heroic feat. Alright. Oh, I lost track. I think that was 5 times we used Daring Gamble and we failed once. So I'm okay with that. And alright, so we do... Oh, right, I forget about these peril skills. We do have a heroic 3 or a reroll of up to 2 dice. And a reroll of any or all 1s. So it's a bit... I could give this to the witch in case I roll a 1, or I could give this to the rogue in case I roll 2 bad dice, but I might just want the heroic 3 at that point. I could take a tactical poison, yes, that is true. But we're good. Actually, no. As I said earlier, I'm terrified of poison in this dungeon because I can't... On the second floor, I don't remove a poison for a failed resist poison roll, and because this is a hybrid deck, you don't remove a poison for a successful poison roll, so the only means of removing poison is through potions after that point, or we get to the boss and we fail a potion roll. Alright, encounter's done. We'll take the skill, and the rogue does not have a skill yet. Let's give this to the rogue. Alright, we're done on this floor. So yeah, now we have Embolden. If you fail a resist poison roll, do not remove a poison token. It's always an option if it's only one. Sure enough. Sure enough, yes. Fair enough as well. One poison isn't too bad. You just have to roll a 2 or higher. Hey, Sparky Wolf. How's it going? Well, we got through the first floor. That's the good news. Now for the second floor. Alright, Spikelon. Add poison to the consequences for each 5 die on this card. Oh, by the way, there's 2 5 squares on this card. Fun fact. I actually have both odd games physically. I played it twice physically. I actually like it. And I like that the boxes for the games are really small, actually. And the games aren't actually too expensive either. But I don't have an opportunity really to play with friends. I gotta like hang out with people more, really. I'm a very introverted guy, and I'm busy with teaching. I never really see my friends. But it's fine, because you guys are my friends. Alright, do I want to do this? Strength, we're still a bit weak on mana. The only mana is still this 7. We do have a heroic. We have Charmed Panther, so the strength actually, you know, whatever. But I'm a little concerned about the 5 issue, because we're going to get poison, and that will just keep adding up. You'll continue to be my friend as long as the PayPal transfer comes in. I like you. Come play Sentinels. You need more players anyhow. At me for a game if you're on Discord, or you could tweet me at Dolphin. Be like, hey, you up for a game? I could play an occasional game for sure. And if you need the infected achievement, I can give it to you because I'm infected. Oh boy, there's lots of poison potential issues here. Let's do it. After a certain point, I just kind of start fighting every encounter, because if you don't keep building, you're not gonna get stronger. I'm gonna dare and gamble. I lost track of how many. Let's call this number 6. Hey, 6 for 6. I like it. And then we'll roll the 2 dice. 3 and 6. Oh, this is beautiful. That's less beautiful. The witch? No, wait. No. I guess it comes down to Force Bolt versus Indomitable for this. Let's give it to the witch, because with that strength 1, there's a chance I might want to re-roll on her side. Holy mackerel! Well, at least the witch has potential for re-roll. All right, our agility is really good. I mean, it feels like a waste to put the 3 6s on those 3 squares, but I guess that makes sense. Our mana, not as good. Our strength, well, we have a 6. We have lots of heroics. Let's take the free 4. You can use the 3. Yeah, we're done. We don't... There's, like, no concern here. Yeah. Oh, no, hold on. Oh, no! Oh, yeah! We don't have any 5s on the card. Because we got so many 6s. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, I like the fixed 4. Actually, this is a pretty cool skill because you spend an agility, roll a strength, gain an agility 4. So you put your worst agility on this card. You improve the agility and you get a strength die. And since Rogue has lots of agility, let's give that to the Rogue. I didn't notice. I forgot about that clause until the very last die was placed. I got so excited by the 6s, I forgot about the 5 potential issue. Okay. Forest Blessing. I've been criticized because I say I like the skill because it gives me a heroic 1, and someone's like, a heroic 1? Why do you want a heroic 1? But like, it allows me to use finesse for free, basically. Or Indomitable for free. But anyway, I don't know that I'm going to do that because it does cost a lot of mana. So the strength route gives me mana, which I'm hurting in mana. Especially since Charmed Panther doesn't give me mana. If I do that with awareness, this is a 9/4/4 with 3 strength plus the heroic plus daring gamble, which I will almost certainly do. However, anti-hex can give me a heroic 3, which won't cover the shield, but can go towards that square. And dungeoneering could re-roll 1s, but yeah, heroic 1 is heroic. You can use it for any skill. Yes, that's... Yeah, I can use it for finesse for free. I could put it towards Force Bolt. I could put it in Indomitable. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's nice about that one. Yeah, let's enter. I think I'm gonna struggle free. Yeah, we'll struggle free. And then Daring Gamble. All right, 7 attempts, only 1-1, so we're a very good track record for Daring Gamble. Let's put this on the Witch, assuming that I'll use anti-hex to get a 3, which, holy mackerel! The Rogue somehow managed to roll 6s pretty easily. Yeah, there's no need to do anything else here. Alright. Let's take the mana. And let's give it to the Witch because Indomitable could let her re-roll it. I guess Rogue would appreciate it more. Yeah, let's give it to the Rogue, actually. I was thinking more of like... Actually, let's pay attention. We have 3 items and 2 skills. Crafty allows me to have an extra item despite the cap of 2 items. So now the Rogue can't take anything more until I level up. The Witch is sitting at 0 items, 0 skills. Or no, awareness is a skill. Never mind. Okay. So any more items or skills we take have to go to the Witch, unless we want to replace one of those skills over there. Ooh. If any armor boxes are empty, discard this instead of looting. I wonder how that works with piercing. Does that mean I discard the card? Because, I mean, they're not shields anymore, or armors, I guess. Crushing Blow is a nice skill. Spend a strength, gain a strength 6. Mana is useful. Alright, well, enter. I just love Daring Gamble. Especially when I roll a 6, because I can't do wrong. Rogue has rolled 6 in the past, like, 20 rolls. Let's... yeah, let's do this. At some point, I need to decide, like, whether it's worth doing that. But it's like, it's only one time. So it kind of feels like it's worth it. If I'm going to use Indomitable, then I want a heroic, don't I? But I don't know. Am I going to use Indomitable? Also, yeah, Rogue is rolling great, and Witch is rolling was. Let's give this to the Rogue because the Rogue is rolling really good. Eh. She got 2 6s. That's something. But the Witch did 2 6s with like half the dice. Okay, so what do we want from here? Worst agility can turn into a 4. Yeah, let's do the agility 2. Roll the strength. And then gain the agility 4. So where does that put us for dice? I mean, our agility are certainly very good, so I guess I don't need to use Charmed Panther for the agility part. Which is definitely not going to reroll unless it was to reroll this 1, but that would involve spending this 5 or this 4. We don't have a strength 5. We do have a strength 6. But I have to cover the shields, so let's cover shields. And then I have to spend a 6 on that. Oh, and there's another shield here. Let's put the heroic one there. My agility, my mana is very good. My strength is very good. So I rolled this awesome, sweet, heroic 6, and I proceeded not to use it. And the Witch gave me this 4, but I also didn't really need it per se, because I could have put that 6 there instead. So let's keep that in mind in the future. Instead of just instinctively doing Daring Gamble and Hammer Smash, think about it. Let's take Crushing Blow, because I love Crushing Blow. A fixed strength 6 will cover the worst square. And then the Bear Traps. Gives me a mana item or a mana potion or 2 agility, or 2 experience rather. So we're gonna enter. We have 4 agility plus a heroic 2 or a heroic 3 with anti-hex. I'm gonna run through, and I shouldn't need to Daring Gamble here. I think we should be able to do this. Let's give this to the Witch in case we roll 1s. Let's actually start with the Witch. I got 1/1. I can use Dungeoneering. Yes. Okay, so awareness, which doesn't do too much just yet. Before I do that, let's do Dungeoneering, because I can undo anti-hex, or I can undo Dungeoneering, but I can't undo, or no, I can undo anti-hex, but I can't undo Dungeoneering since it's a reroll, and as you see, I just rerolled a 1 into a 1, which I feel like happens too often. So, are we good otherwise, though? Like, if I get the heroic 3, am I good? And the answer is yes. So, that's good. And let's take the mana. Rogue is at her limit, so we'll give this to the Witch. Alright, our dice situation in the past 4 turns has gotten significantly better. I felt pretty queasy after the end of floor 1, but I feel like we're doing we're doing very better. Yes, very better. And now we have the Phantom. Hello. Goodbye. Discard all 1s and 3s. I mean, all right. So let's actually take a step back. Because, like, yeah, all 1s and 3s get discarded, but we do have Charmed Panther. We do have Finesse. We have Crushing Blow. So, like, unless I lose every single one of my dice, we'll still be able to work with something. Like, we'll certainly have the armors covered. But is it still worth trying? Unfortunately, the reroll or the roll dice from Finesse could trigger ethereal. I want to emphasize the second syllable, but it's not ethereal. And then Fortune isn't going to help. Piercing could help, I guess. I won't have to worry about those squares, but I think I don't like Phantom right now, so I'm going to just flee. We'll have him sit there, and then we'll decide. I mean, I guess the other concern is are the consequences not too bad? Oh boy, heroism is a great potion. Spend time for each skill you use, which does not include heroic feats at least. But yeah, spending time for each skill, I mean... Let's enter. I am gonna daring gamble, I think. A 2, okay. It's not a 1. That's all that matters. Spend time to roll 2 heroics, discard 1, and roll a strength. Yeah, so since I can't use my skills without much cost, I guess technically that is a cost right there, but ugh. If I discard the 3, I guess the 3 is not going to do too much. So yeah, we'll discard the 3, but then I can roll a strength, which was a 4, which isn't doing too much for me anyway either. Let's give this to the witch. And then roll here. Alright. Agility is covered. A strength square is covered. Some of the mana squares are covered. That was a bad mana roll. So be careful, because every skill I use spends a time. But... let's keep the 5, because that could be turned into a heroic. Just put that there. I don't have a 3 for that one. My strength is good. And I can cover that. Now the issue is that I can't cover this 3. I can... I can't really do it since it's a mana square. My heroics are pretty bad for some reason. If I do Charmed Panther, I spend a time, but I can move this 4 out and then convert to a heroic that I can cover the 3 with. It will spend 1 time, but that is even with the consequences, except I don't lose a heart of damage. Because, yeah, all of my heroics are bad. Just trying to think, because we're not overspending on any of these, so taking dice away is going to be counterproductive unless I could get a return somehow. Well, I mean, alright, now I have 2 more agility dice, but that doesn't really do me anything. Crushing blow your heroic 1. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to figure out a solution that doesn't involve a skill. Because every skill I use spends 1 time. I can cover the 3. There is a way of covering 3. I'm trying to avoid using a skill for that. That's the conundrum right now. I mean, yes, I can use the skill to cover... Alright, we're all on the same page here, I assure you. We can cover the 3, and it's better than not covering the 3. But can I do it without using a skill? That's what I want to try to do. That's the thing we're considering right now. I can do piercing potion, except then I'm trading a time for a potion, which I think isn't worth it. And yeah, I don't know that I can avoid... Because if only I had done a better mana roll, then it wouldn't be as hard. Yeah, alright, we'll do the skill. Yeah, crushing blow. And then... I guess what I should do is this, right? Yeah, that's what we do. Okay. There. Done. And I want the potion, because heroism is really good. Also, hello Sanvar and hello Adam Inferno. How are you guys doing tonight? Plague Rat? Oh my gosh. X equals 4 per open door, including this one. I am not really too concerned though, because our agility is good, especially with Charmed Panther. Our strength is good, especially with Crushing Blow. And our mana is decent enough to cover the 7. So I'm not going to use any of my heroic feats this time. We'll just do this. We'll do this natural. Very good agility roll. Not as good strength, but our mana is good enough. So everything else just relies on the strength. And we do have Charmed Panther. I also have Finesse, which can do a strength die roll, which... yeah, let's put that 3 in, because I don't know that it's any worse than anything. Have to cover the 8, of course. But the agility is done. Strength, I need this for... and then mana's good. Alright. See, that was an easy one. This Plague Rat is way cuter than the other Plague Rat. Eh. Alright, let's... yeah, I don't really like Persistence too much, because that's basically a reroll of 2 dice. Which, I mean, it can be useful in perils. It's a peril skill, but I don't really like it too much. I'd rather give this to... yeah, the Witch can take the item. Alright, so now everything else is working towards experience. Let's actually... we'll enter this door. As long as I don't spend time, I'll still be able to explore afterwards. And we have the Glooping Ooze. Oh, it's the guy who spends time for each one rolled. That is the worst thing to find. I'm actually gonna strategically flee. I can do this fight. I'm gonna do it after I explore. And maybe not even then, but I want to see these other doors. And, I mean, I want to level up before I descend. For no other reason other than I want to make sure I level up once per floor. But, okay, let's see. Run past? We can run past, right? Charmed Panther can't help me, but we can run past. I'm gonna daring gamble. It was nice knowing you guys. Alright, got it too. That's good enough. Let's see. Okay, that's not a good roll, but we could anti-hex to re-roll, which might be better than getting the 3. Because currently... well, how far are we from the 13? Oh. I'll just get the 3 then. Because we're there. Okay. You like rats in Dominion? They chomp all over your deck unless you have other trashing for benefit to get rid of them. Oh man, I have not played Dominion in a long time. Oh man, this was a 4 experience though? I didn't even realize that. I'm actually gonna just take the experience, I think. I mean, the heart is tempting. I could replace this strength 3, and then I'd still be 3 experience away from leveling up. Yeah, we'll do that instead. Okay, so if I stay on this floor, I take a heart of damage, but I just gained a heart, so I'll do that. I'll take the heart of damage that I just gained, so I can stay on this floor. Let's go in this door. I think looping ooze might not be a thing, regardless. Rope bridge. Oh, only 2 experience. Ugh. And the only means of getting 3 experience is to sacrifice the mana, which I don't want to do. Or I guess I could lose a skill, but I don't want to lose these skills. Well, we'll enter. We'll sprint across. I don't need to daring gamble. Give it to the witch. I had a friend I played Dominion with. The problem was that he lived about 40 minutes away from me, and I don't have Dominion personally. I've thought about getting it, but the main problem is that, I mean, there are a lot of expansions, and they're all kind of money. They're all kind of money, yes. Okay, we're good. I don't want that skill. I mean, lose your 2 worst agilities, roll 3 agilities, discard the worst of them, increases the chances of you improving them, but... And then the strength, well... I can level up if I replace the 4, but then I lose my heart that I worked so hard to get. Ugh. But I want to level up, and I don't want to fight either of the other guys because they're going to be very time costly. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lose the heart that I worked so hard to get. I'm going to level up. I'm going to get the potion. I'm going to heal the rogue, so I'm effectively at the same health. If I stay on the floor, I take a heart of damage. If I fight the glooping ooze, if I roll at most 2 1s, it's fine. But if I roll 3 1s, which is possible, then I take a heart of damage. I guess it's not too risky, though. So mana or armor crush. Armor crush is actually really good because we can use it against the boss. The boss has armor things. Oh, man. Yeah, we'll do it. Let's fight the glooping ooze and get armor crush. I guess that means I won't be using piercing then, no. Well, whatever. There's a group of 4 of us that have everything combined. Probably spent $400, but you get a lot of use out of it. Yeah, as long as you get utility, which is... I mean, really, if you're using it, then it doesn't really matter how much it costs. You'll get your value out of it eventually. But I don't really... I mean, there are certainly people I'm friends with at one of the colleges I teach at that are into board games. But because of potential drama that I don't want to get into, I don't know if it's worth going into. Worth getting playing it with them. I don't know. Life is hard, man. Skip. Any roll I make will trigger split, so let's minimize the rolls. All right, good start. No ones. Come on, witch. Don't do your traditional all ones roll. All right, you did only 1-1. That is good enough. I can even turn that into a 6. So there wasn't even a 1. I don't want to do finesse because that's gonna... Oh, I don't even need the 4 either. I just... As long as my strength is fine, which... Yeah, there's no agility here, so, like... Okay. Where are we? So, I do... Ooh, 2 and 3, perfect. 5, good. I don't have another mana, but I do have a heroic, in case that's a thing. I might instead want to do this, because these agilities aren't going to do anything. And so that's a bit better. I do have a strength 6. I can get a heroic 4. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I can do Charmed Panther for a strength 4. And then I'm very good for that 8. All right, and then we can take the Armor Crush, which we'll give to the Rogue because she has more potential for strength. Okay, now, do I want to fight the Phantom? No. It is tempting, but also scary. And now we are on floor 3. Immediately discard all 3s rolled, which also includes the boss, because the boss also discards all 3s rolled. Fun fact. If I can get to level 4, that's the ideal, because then I'll get the heroic die. What is the boss, technically? It's a dragon with fangs. It's green. It's Indrax. I don't know. I played Pandemic. What was it? It has antlers. Yeah, I guess it's not... I mean, it looks like a dragon, except I guess for the antler part of it. It could also just be badly drawn flames. I'm gonna go with badly drawn flamey hair. I'm gonna go with that theory. I played Pandemic. Let's see. I played it. Let's see. This was when I was at OSU. When I was at OSU, I had board game friends who would have loved Dominion, but I only found out about Dominion after I moved away, or after they moved away, rather. So couldn't get a chance to play with them. But we did play Pandemic with them. They were very. It was very fun. Okay. Crawl under. Yeah. Well. Contain is only one time, but I have one fewer mana, so it's about equal. So we'll crawl under. So we have 5 agilities plus a heroic. And any 3 rolled gets discarded, but Anti-Hex's 3 is technically not rolled, so it will stay. So Daring Gamble, though, if I roll a 3, it gets discarded. So really, it's a 2 out of 6 chance that it's useless, and a 1 out of 6 chance that when it's useless, there's consequences. Let's do it and get my 1 out of the way. Oh, no, it was a 2. Okay, fair enough. Oh no, 2 3s! No! No, another 3! Oh! That's bad. Cover the 4. And now I have to make a decision about poisons. This is fighting half a phantom for the rest of the game. Oh boy. I can cover that, and then I can gain the 3 that can... Yeah, so we're going to take a poison. And this poison, because of the rule... So I've said this several times, I have to give this to the rogue because she's the only one that can take the poison damage. But before I decide that... skill... is basically equivalent. Oh, but no, if I roll, oh no, this is actually bad because if I roll this is like a second chance at rolling a 3 with a die, so it's not a good skill. Let's take the agility. Let's give it to Rogue because she could use finesse as long as she doesn't discard the 3. Okay, whew. So, yeah, so what were we saying? It's fighting half a phantom for the entire floor plus the boss, because the same rule is there. Yeah, this is where things get hard. Oh boy. So Ice Elemental before the encounter, spend 3 time. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. So the poison is going to be scary because failing a resist poison roll will not remove a poison token, but furthermore, because this is a hybrid deck, I also cannot lose a poison token by succeeding on the poison roll, so I have to be very careful. The Forest of Shadows Kickstarter says Indrax is the hardest boss. Well, we're gonna see. I think it is the one that's difficulty 4, right? Or was that the Cerberus? It might be the Cerberus, so never mind. I think we're gonna fight it. Even though it's gonna spend 3 time. We're gonna fight it. I'm gonna do Hammer Smash. Okay. No even number. You want to do Daring Gamble? My mana situation is not good enough for this fight. So I'm going to do Daring Gamble. Okay, that's not a 1 or a 3, so it's good. Let's give this to the Rogue. So Armor Crush can actually help cover that shield. No 3s, interesting. No 3s either. Oh my gosh, guys, you really pulled it together. This makes this a lot more comfy. Alright, so finesse. I guess I might as well try it because the worst that happens is I roll a 3. Okay, that's not a 3. So Armor Crush is essentially going to turn that into a Strength 6. Might as well do that. I do not need Agility anymore. In fact, our Agility, even though it's so ridiculous, I don't need it all. So Charmed Panther should be done to get a Strength 4. But regardless, the Strength side is definitely good. The problem is the mana. Because I do not have a mana 6, and I don't have a Heroic 6 either. I mean, technically this is a Heroic 6, but I can't use it on the mana. I'd have this 6. I can get a Combat 6, or a Strength 6, by sacrificing those two. Put that in a Crushing Blow. Convert these two. Get a Heroic 6. So that's good. Oh yeah, I still technically have to cover that. All right, let's do that before I forget, you know. And let's not forget I have to finish this off. So 5 and 4 and 7 and there we go. All right. So, Rogue is at item limit, Rogue is at skill limit. I don't like Flurry anyway. Agility die or 4 experience. Oh my gosh, we're almost at 7 agility dice. That's crazy pants. I think between Charmed Panther and Finesse, I'm fine on agility. So I think I'm just going to take the experience because I want to try to get that heroic. And it's this thing, the Vortex Stone. A potion that cannot be used against the boss. Also, it's a weird potion because you use it to prevent hearts. When you normally use a potion to heal hearts, I guess, but... And this is another agility item. I guess we can use it for experience. If I'm doing this for experience, it doesn't matter which route I take. And my agility is very good, my mana less good, and so we'll do the grab stone method. But because we could discard things, I'm going to do Daring Gamble. Let's hope to not roll a 1. We rolled a 4, excellent. Let's give this to the Witch, in case I can use Dungeoneering, I guess. But that's not really going to be that too useful. Oh no, 2 3s! Okay, well, yeah. Awareness. Oh, I should lose awareness at some point because we're gonna go to the boss, and it's not good against the boss because I can't use it against the boss. But for now, we're good. I mean, I guess I don't need to lose it unless there's a better skill to take, which for now, we're just taking experience. All right, 1 more experience gain, and we'll level up, and we'll get that heroic die. So kind of it doesn't matter what it is, as long as I can do it. The Ice Shroom. Skip the heroic feat step. Lots of mana on this thing, but we are fine. We'll fight it. So then let's do this on Rogue. All right, we're almost at the boss. If I can do this, I should be able to survive this. Oh no, there's 3s. 3 singular. Okay, think singular 3 and singular 3. So what does that mean? We do need agility in this fight, and we had bad agility rolls. Our strength, actually, we're good on, because that's all we needed it for. So let's finesse, because that gives us a better agility die, and a rolled strength, which didn't directly help too much. Charmed Panther for an agility. Whose 2 was this? Oh yeah, let's Crushing Blow that too. Because now I have a spare 6. Which might turn into something exciting. What is Indrax? Did you mean Anthrax? Oh man. Okay, so the 9 is covered, the 10 is covered. I can cover the 3. My mana situation is pretty poor, though. So I might not want to cover the 3, especially since that 4 is strictly better. I don't know at this point. I mean, this only spends time, which, I mean, if I'm basically ready to fight the boss, then it doesn't matter if I'm spending time. That would explain why the poison doesn't leave, because it's anthrax! Alright, back from dishes. How's the progress? But also these emotes. Patrick Sip, Gar Sip, Patrick Sip. Whoa. And they're similar looking too. That's cool. Alright, so is there a better way to use my dice here? The trick to defeating Indrax is to not open any envelopes with white powder inside. Oh boy. I mean, I can cover that with converting this to a heroic, but it feels like such a waste, but whatever. It halves my time, so it's fine. Alright, so, I mean, this was an amazing skill, but it doesn't help against the boss. So I think we can take Fireball, give it to the witch, and replace awareness with it. It's not something I needed to do, but... Alright, let's get rid of the poison, because poison is kind of permanent. Okay, time passes. Explore. We can explore one more. Or we can go into one more door. And then we'll go fight the boss. So, let's... I always just want to go upper left or upper right. Or yeah, we'll do upper left. I always just do this. See, I don't know the decks well enough at this point to really know, like, whether it's worth going for Forest of Shadows versus base game. I don't know if base game has a name. So... Ooh. Prevent 1 heart. In a boss fight, prevent 2 hearts. Use before suffering consequences. I think that will be very useful. The item also is very useful because we're actually weakest on strength, when really strength is something we need a lot of. So I might want to take the item. We'll rush through. Especially since if I spend time, then I take a heart of damage. I will not use the heroic feat. Rogue. Oh yeah, we have 2 of these. We'll give 1 each. No 3s, no 3s, no 3s. Good. No 3s, no 3s, no 3s. 1 3. Oh shoot, I just lost the skill that would have helped here. Ugh. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? That was a bit silly. I forgot that I don't have that skill anymore. That's okay. We will take a poison. And we'll take the item, and we'll give that to the witch. Okay, descend. We're done. Let's fight the Indrax. This can last 2 rounds. Alright, so if we do fail, we do lose the poison because we're no longer in the dungeon proper. So that's fine. Yeah, she just healed. Yeah, that was silly, wasn't it? Alright. Any 3s rolled are still discarded, which is great when we rolled 4 3s. Thank you, Rogue. Also, thank you, Witch. Why? Why? This is the worst starting round ever! Oh my god. I didn't roll any 5s or 6s with that. Ah, man. Okay, well, Crushing Blow, if that helps. Fireball will give me a mana 5, strength 5, if that helps. Armor Crush, I could put towards the 20. Okay, I'm actually curious about this. Let's see, if I do this... I'm not going to stick with this. I want to see what happens. I think that's kind of a bug, because that's no longer a shield, but that 6 is still there. Okay. We're probably... I don't know, because... Alright, we do have heroism. We have 5 potions. It's not as bad as it seems. It's not as bad as it seems. It's not as bad as it seems. Alright, I'm gonna do this. It's another dice roll. It's a 6. Okay. Well, that covers that. That cuts out a lot of damage on our side. The lack of mana, or the lack of agility numbers is really killing me, because I can't cover the other squares. But I guess, alright, heroism will take care of this, right? Yeah, we'll do that. Witch will drink it, we'll change these 2, and we'll heal the witch's poison, or the rogue's poison, because that scares me, honestly. Okay. That helps a bit. We're not going to be able to cover this 20. Even if I convert those to 6s. So I guess it's going to then be I want to use Piercing then. So it doesn't matter who drinks that. Let's heal the witch. Alright, so now I could put that there. I can Charmed Panther. Probably should just do that. Okay. And yeah, I'm not covering the 20, so I'm gonna do Force Bolt, but I'm gonna convert these agilities into a heroic 4. And then I'll take the agility 6, and then I can do that. Okay, so I'm taking 1 heart, 2 poison of damage. But that was inevitable. Okay, so we'll end the round. Okay. So now I need a 3 or higher to avoid poison, and we roll a 5. Okay, that's good. This is going to last 2 more rounds at least, so we'll have to do another poison roll. No 3s. All right, that's better. 1 3, but that's okay. Oh boy, man. All right, let's do finesse. Okay, that's good. All right, we do have a 5 here. Might as well do fireball with that. I guess it could be done with other things, but whatever. Yeah, armor crush. Technically, it doesn't have to be used there. I guess I could use it here. Could also use it here. It could be used anywhere. It's armor crush. Let's see, crushing blow. So then, okay, so the strength side is covered. And that's covered. That's good. All right, so I can't get an agility 6 without heroism. I don't have a mana 4 that would help. I could actually, yeah, I could convert these to an agility or a. Actually, no, let's put this there. Or no, wait. Oh, never mind. Let's do this. All right, we'll do this. All right, heroic 5 there, and then I can put that strength there, and I can cover that 5. So now I want that heroic 6 or agility 6. Force bolt would do that. To use force bolt, though, I need to like do stuff, which is difficult when I don't have too much stuff. Vague sentence is vague. Well, I can get a free die here. Let's take a strength 4. That's 6. I don't know if that's gonna help just yet. So yeah, heroism will work. I'm trying to work out a way to not use heroism. If I can somehow... If I can replace this 1 with something, it would be nice. We have that 4, which means I get this 1. So actually, that's perfect then, right? Because then... Indrax has 8 life, and he's taken 3 damage. There we go. I've saved the heroism potion. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! We're out of dice! Ah! No! Stupid! Exiling of dice. We're using... Alright, yeah, we're using 4 heroics, and we have this one still, which I was going to use here, but now I can't. Ah. Wait. That's weird. It wasn't scrolling right either. I have one more round, right? Yeah, we have one more round. I'm saving for the next round in case I roll all 3s and then I have to conjure dice up my ass. Alright, fine, I'll use heroism. I can't do what I wanted to do anyway. I don't want to heal your poison. I want to heal the witch. I don't think that really... Yeah, I don't want to heal poison, right? Because, I mean, worst comes to worst, rogue takes the poison, right? No, yeah, I'll do... Whatever, I don't care. I don't care anymore. End the round. Alright, I have 2 potions left. Alright, I survived. As long as I don't roll 3s, we should be fine, because we have 2 uses of heroism. I rolled 1 3. Okay, that's... As long as I survive the round, it doesn't really matter. Currently, we're taking 7 hearts and 5 poison. The poison doesn't matter, the hearts does. But heroism is going to heal me twice, at least. Alright, so here. Armor Crush. Actually, before I even do that, Finesse. Okay. Also, my agility is at least great. So I have that going for me. Might as well use Charmed Panther for strength. Let's convert that heroic into the 6. And then... There's a lot of strength, but it does do that. Although I guess I would rather probably want to keep 1 for Armor Crush, huh? And also have Fireball, but I have to discard... Whatever. Now I can do Fireball. Oh, but I have 4. Where did my 4 go? Oh, it's here. I'm blind. And then my mana. Not good enough. I do have that 6. I mean, so I'm surviving, right? So it doesn't really matter at this point, right? Am I actually winning? Because it's 3 hearts. Yeah, I win. Okay, I won. Now let's not die. Or not. Oh, no, I'm not dying. What am I talking about? Whose ones are these? I forget. Oh, they're separate. So I can't use heroism to increase... Well, I do have 2 uses of heroism. Okay, so... Oh, I don't even need... Oh, no, yeah. We'll just use heroism twice. Get rid of the poison. You do that. And then we'll heal the witch. Alright. We won! Oh, no. Let's cover the freaking shield so I can actually do the rest. Alright, we're done. We did it! We defeated the Indrax! So that gives us 11 pentagons, which... Might as well cover all the pentagons. Yay! We're done with the pentagons! Now to cover the squares! And then pentagons. You're already done with the pentagons. Now to cover your squares! Probably would be better to actually gain new abilities, I guess, but whatever. I want to cover the hardest to cover icons. But we did it. We've leveled these people up. So let's actually now take a look and see what the difficulty is. It was a difficulty 3, listed as the lowest of the 3, although it's just in alphabetical order. The one I was thinking of was Cinder Plains for difficulty 4. But whatever. Oh, I should have checked the statistics before I clicked out. Oh well. The Indrax record. I'm 2-0. I'm undefeated against the Indrax. The Rogue record is 8-7, so I improved that. It was even Steven, but now it's better. The Witch is 4-6. Apparently I'm bad with the Witch, but that's okay because we've improved the record. Yeah, Cinder Plains. Yeah, Cinder Plains is not in Forest of Shadows. It is actually an extra deck, as you can tell, because Forest of Shadows dungeon you can only do with the Forest of Shadows deck or the hybrid deck, but Cinder Plains you can do with the standard deck, the forest deck, or the hybrid deck, which means it's an extra dungeon, and so it's not counting the rules there. Smoldering Ruins you can only do forest deck or hybrid deck. Minotaur's Maze you can only do standard deck or hybrid deck. The other one that's also an extra one is Phoenix's Den, standard, forest, and hybrid. You can also sort of see that by release dates. The first 5 are the base game, Phoenix's Den and Cinder Plains were extra, and then the last 5 are Forest of Shadows. Unlock all decks for all lairs, cowards. Okay, well, we are done with the one deck dungeon part of the stream. It's 8:45. It is a little later than I would have liked, but that was a good one deck dungeon game. We'll go ahead and go on to the Sentinels part of the stream. Sentinels of the Multiverse, there. Updates. At the same time, let's go and open up Sentinels of the Multiverses. And we will see it soon. You can hear the music. And you can see the game. All right. Thanks to your support, Aeon's End is officially funded. Our whole team is super excited to be making this adaptation a reality. Thank you to everyone who's helping us bring this to the digital tabletop. Oh yeah. Last week we did the one-shot, and I'm going to remind you guys that I minted this one. Not actually true. I saw it in the beta, and I played on the beta. There's a new one here. I am idly thinking that I might start doing one-shots on stream. I think I will not do that this week, though. But if you want to see, oh, by the way, I turned off all the ones except Oblivion. If you do want to see one shot, you know what else fun? You know, that's an excellent thing to bring up. Is it actually here? Was it advertised here? Also, was that time slot accurate? No, Krista! No, Krista! Dolphin's time is not Thursday. It's at 7 p.m. I'm actually going to send her a message right now. Hey, one of the info block thingies in SotM still lists me as Thursday evening. FYI. There we go. So, yeah, what else funded? The RPG's not listed here. That's what I was looking for. The Sentinels RPG was successful, and I believe the final total was 354,000. I remember when I was there for the last 2 minutes of the Kickstarter in the live stream, and I remember 354,000 because 354,000. See, I actually have my own special emote called 54. That is an inside joke that people here would not get unless they see the video, and I'm not going to show the video here because it's actually a bit uncensored. But they funded 354,000. They met a lot of their stretch goals. And you want to know something extra? I actually managed to fit into the one thing. What was it called? The one about being in the history of Sentinel comics. I actually managed to fit into that. There was a slot of, or a limit of like 60. And I mentioned last time I talked about this that I hoped to get into that level, but I couldn't because it was limited slots. But Sanvar said, you should check it every day to see if it opens up. And then I proceeded to not do that. But then Sanvar, who is an amazing person, messaged me and said, hey, there's 2 slots open. And I was like, oh! So I went and did it, got it, and I am now going to be in the history of Sentinel comics. I don't know if it's going to just, it might just be my real name and not the Lou Dolphin persona, but we'll see. But I am now going to be in the history of Sentinel comics. Yes! All right. Enough talk. Let's actually say who wants to participate in Viewer's Choice. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this process, I ask questions to people in chat based on who wants to participate. So, for instance, Sanvar's first question is classic or team? And Sanvar says classic. So the next question goes to Vulnerap, 3, 4, or 5 heroes. And Hankroyd, choose the villain. So anyone else who wants to participate, all you have to do is say me, and I will add you to the list. We will have 3 heroes. So no one else has thrown their hat in just yet explicitly, so I'm gonna then give the hero selection to Sanvar. Choose, oh nope, Sparky just slid in. Sparky, choose hero number 1. Sanvar, choose hero number 2. Vulnerap, choose hero number 3. And then I'll save, well, actually there are several more questions, so let's see, Vulnerap, Hankroyd, choose the environment. There's still a question of the difficulty of the villain. I'll hold off on that. So, we're playing the Matriarch. That is the only piece of information known so far, other than that we have 3 heroes. Hero 3 is Omnitron-U. Who, I was looking for Omnitron-U for some reason, but it's underneath Omnitron-X. Harpy is not, I cannot use Harpy because this is the public build. So, no. I can only show off extra content with permission from Handelabra, and I've only been given permission for 2 of the streams, one of which I demoed Akash 3, and one I showed La Commodora Curse of the Black Spot. Alright, Sanvar was hero number 2. Sanvar says Freedom 5, Absolute 0. The environment is Celestial Tribunal, because there's nothing quite like having a spontaneous game over when the chosen hero comes out and all the birds go after him. Sparky chooses Extreme Sky. Knows hero 1, yes. So Matriarch, Extremist Sky, Freedom 5 Absolute 0, and Omnitron-U in Celestial Tribunal. Alright, the last person to choose was Hankroyd, so that means Sparky. Standard, Advanced, Challenge, or Ultimate. A reminder of the rules. The Advanced rule: on the front side, cohort cards are indestructible. On the back side, increased damage dealt 2 hero targets by 1. The Challenge rule: domain cards are indestructible. So on the front side, we'll not be able to destroy cohorts or domains. On the back side, domains will remain indestructible, but damage dealt to hero targets is increased by 1. And once the flip side happens when the villain trash is shuffled into the villain deck, which means that if she does this out of her own fruition, then that means that all the domain cards will be in play and will be indestructible. The cohorts, other than the fact that they're indestructible on the front, could conceivably be easier to destroy on this side, because we could have manually reduced them to 0 on the front side, and then on the flip side they auto-destruct, and they don't come back. But she can be pretty terrible. So Sparky has chosen Advanced. So cohorts will be indestructible on the front side. On the back side, increased damage dealt 2 hero targets by 1. And a reminder of her general rules: whenever a foul card is played from the villain deck, the top card of the villain deck is played. Whenever a foul card is destroyed, the hero with the highest HP must either destroy one of their equipment or ongoing cards, or the Matriarch deals them H-2 psychic damage. In this match, H is 3, so that is 1 psychic damage. On the flip side, whenever a foul card enters play, the Matriarch regains H-2, which is 1 HP. Whenever a foul card is played from the villain deck, the top card of the villain deck is played. Whenever a foul card is destroyed, the Matriarch deals the hero target with the lowest HP 1 psychic damage. And then when the villain trash is shuffled into the villain deck, the Matriarch flips. So because H is 3, there's less retaliation damage, there's less HP recovery, and the cohorts also are less effective. They'll reduce damage dealt to the Matriarch and cohorts by 1, increase damage dealt by them by 1, and... or no, never mind. Let me take it back. No, they're based on the number of cohort cards in place. I'm lying to you. Anyway. Sorry, I forgot about that. So there's just less retaliation then. I think that's the only H effect, if I recall. So let us fight. Hear my song of pain and sorrow, endless new the might of Corvus. I fight things both large and small with equal ability. Look out, friend persons. I do not want you to become squished. Okay. So, Extremist Skyscraper has a Compulsion Canister, 2 Thorathian Monoliths, and an undetectable relinking. Freedom 5 Absolute 0 has a Cold Snap, a Frostbound Drain, an Impale, and a Null Point Calibration unit. And Omnitron-U has a Bioengineering Beam, a Reactive Plating Subroutine, a Reset, and a Technological Advancement. That's a pretty decent setup for these heroes, I think. Matriarch starts with the mask, and her card plays, plural, will be Clattering of Jackdaws, Hugin, and Darken the Sky. Worst voiceover ever. I'm sorry, I don't know how to speak Thorathian. Also don't know how to speak Matriarchies. Okay. So Hugin is out. At the start of the villain turn, destroy X hero ongoing and or equipment cards, where X equals the number of cohorts in play. So Hugin is solo, so it's actually easier to get him out. If Munin was out, there'd be damage reduction. So because Munin could be a thing, we're going to hold on to the Compulsion Canister, methinks. because even though I could bring it back to hand with undetectable relinking, when Munin comes out, he'll bring Hugin out as well. And there'll be a damage increase dealt by the Matriarch and damage reduction to Matriarch and cohorts. So actually, Compulsion Canister on the Matriarch when Munin is out is going to be really good, so we'll save it for that. She can help take out Munin herself. The irony! But Mask is a priority because the Mask is making for extra card plays. So we want to try to avoid the Mask being too much of a thing. So what's our means of doing that? We can use Bioengineering Beam with Omnitron-U to deal 2 damage. That's all he could really do. Absolute Zero could Frostbound Drain for 3 damage. That's essentially all he can do as well, because the rest of these effects won't trigger until the next turn. And Sky, Compulsion Canister is obvious. Thorathian Monolith can turn her huge, and her huge power will deal 2 sonic damage. Which is a tad unfortunate because even with throwing everything we've got, although I guess with throwing everything we've got, that's all we can do. So since we won't be able to take out the Mask, maybe we should then think, should we just take out Hugin then? Because that is 7 damage total, right? Because it was 2, 3, and 2. So let's just then take out Hugin and save all of our cards. Although we're not really going to be destroying too many cards, but... Oh, right, yeah, he's immortal. I forgot about that. Let's remind ourselves that Hugin is immortal. Oh boy, I suffer from short-term memory loss. By the way, guys, I don't think I've mentioned yet, but I suffer from short-term memory loss. I went to the doctor the other day, and the doctor told me that I have Alzheimer's and cancer, and I was like, oh... Well, at least I don't have Alzheimer's. Oh boy. Alright, so the cohort is indestructible. It's probably still fine to have the monolith out though. It's not gonna do much, but this will at least stop the Matriarch from dealing me damage. So my priority is not actually Hugin. My priority is the Mask. This also means it's going to be pretty bad when Munin comes out, but okay. So actually, I probably don't want to... I mean, I can't take out the Mask, right? So I probably should just do things to generally get set up. So let's impale the Matriarch. And I'll use my power. Oh, but I can't take damage this way because my friend, Sky, decided to do things. Okay, well, we'll just blow up the Thorathian Monolith with Hugin. That's fine. So in the interest of getting set up then, and since... Actually, no, let's start with Reset. Even though I don't have anything in my trash, might as well... see this. Alright, temporal shielding. She does do psychic damage when a card is destroyed, but she does that to the highest HP hero, which means it's going to be a while until it hits Omnitron. The birds generally deal projectile. In fact, they all deal projectile. So if I put out a Blade of Coating, then I'm not really worried about birds anymore. Carrion Fields deals Toxic, which means that even if birds get destroyed, Omnitron doesn't care. The thing that's unfortunate is that Horror Cacophony does Sonic, but it's only 3 Sonic. Oh, it's 1 Sonic, but it can be increased by 2 if Munin is out. And the Matriarch deals Psychic, which means Omnitron will care eventually. But yeah, I think a Blade of Coating means I could just ignore the birds and turn this into the Omnitron game. Actually, yeah, that's kind of it then. That's how we're gonna win the game, Omnitron! And then a forceful card play. Let's put out Gaussian Coil Blaster then. Yeah, I'd talked about the Sonic with Horror Cacophony. Found wanting. So what's happening here? Oh, right. Yeah, at the end of the environment turn, if there are no trials, play the top card, and we're getting a trial. So that's going to destroy Celestial Chamber the next turn. Move a Tribunal AI card from the trash into play. Well, that's not going to matter. So let's put the Matriarch on trial because there are cards that will hurt the Matriarch then. Right? Right. Oh, right, and she healed. We'll take out the Monolith. Carrion Fields, which is the first card play, and then Darken the Sky, which puts a foul into play. Okay. So if I stay huge... If I stay huge, then I could destroy Celestial Chamber. Or no, I'm not huge. Never mind. I'm normal. I would have to play Thorathian Monolith, but I think we want Absolute Zero to actually use his base power. If I play Neutralizing Resonator, there's not really a reason to play this, because the villain has no ongoing cards. If I discard the top card of the villain's deck, there's a chance I discard Munin. I could discard a Dark in the Skies, which would be nice. I could discard a Horror Cacophony, which would be nice. I could discard Munin, but then Hugin brings him back anyway. If I discard a Foul, it's kind of actually even Steven, but no, I'm not going to play. There's no reason to play that. I'll skip that. I might either play a link or move a link from my trash to my hand. What's the tiny power again? Destroy a link. So if I play Compulsion Canister, there's not an easy way to bring it back other than undetectable relinking, which is, you know, whatever. It's something. So let's... I think I just want to hold on to Compulsion Canister, honestly. Well, I mean, the thing is, though... no, if I play it, and then I have Hugin destroy it, then I can move it from my trash into my hand with Improvise. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. And then we'll hit the mask then with that. And we did Linking Incursion. Cortex Hyperstimulator. Yeah, let's put that on the Matriarch, because that will reduce her retaliation damage. Yeah! And an Aggression Modulator, there's no environment target, so I'll put that in hand. Okay. So onboard module, we draw Cryo Chamber. Let's get the Isothermic, and then we'll play the Isothermic. I'll deal myself damage. Hit the mask. And then I could put a second Impale on Matriarch. Look at all those cards next to her. Okay, 3 damage on the mask. I can do 1 here. Carrion Fields is not indestructible, so I'll hit that. And I could take out the mask if I play Disruptive Flechettes. It will counter... Or, I mean, the Carrion Fields will counter and Matriarch will counter, but that's okay. There's not too much to worry about there. Especially because Matriarch's damage will be reduced. And then Carrion Fields will hit Absolute Zero, but Omnitron reduces it. Yeah! Okay. And then, let's see, there's nothing in my trash, right? So I can just play something else. Let's put out the Reactive Plating in case something happens. Another Found Wanting. Let's put this next to Hugin. So that if we get a Tribunal AI, then we'll just... Alright, take out the Compulsion Canister. I mean, we do have Undetectable Relinking to bring it back to hand, but... I'll destroy that because we can get links back a little more easily than the others. We have Foul, Foul, or Cacophony, which is destroying all of the ongoing cards. So it would have been better to destroy an ongoing card because they were all going. The good news is Omnitron-U reacts, and then the first instance of damage gets reduced. So, not that it actually matters, but let's keep Omnitron-U high. And she actually hits herself because she dealt damage previously. All right. So this card's actually not doing anything right now. I could safely destroy it with huge or whatever. But I probably want to go normal. But I could go normal if I use my base power, so I don't have to do anything really. Because I don't have any other normal cards. I could play this Link, but then I discard a card, which I'm still averse to. I mean, there's 2, 4, 7, 9, 11 out of 16 chance I discard a Foul, which is perfect. I could discard a Dark in the Sky, 1 out of 16 chance. Does she only have 3 of those? I thought she had 4 of those. Weird. She has 3 Dark in the Skies. I thought she had 4. I could have sworn she had 4. 5, 8, 10, 12. I guess there's not really much of an issue unless I discard Munin. Now let's just do that. Put that on her. We discarded a Foul. Okay, that's perfect. We will deal irreducible damage to the Matriarch because it is 3 irreducible damage, but I'm going to switch to normal. So discarding a Foul was perfect because she was going to play that in a bajillion other cards anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright. Let's keep getting set up, right? So, null point. I can only search my deck, right? Yeah, so my poor Impales are all gone. I'm just going to ignore everything but Matriarch. Let's get Thermal Shockwave. I'm avoiding Cold Snap because every Foul I take out indiscriminately is going to have Matriarch deal damage. But I could take out one of these because Matriarch's Retaliation is reduced and Carrion Fields only hits absolute 0, so it's not too bad. So, there's no risk of Omnitron losing his stuff because Matriarch can't deal enough damage to him that quickly. So let's not use his base power because there's nothing in his trash and I don't have enough card plays. But let's use Bioengineering Beam. Because Celestial Chamber is a dead card anyway. I don't really need it, but I can actually damage Matriarch with this, which is progress towards victory. So now, if an equipment card gets destroyed, Omnitron-U doesn't react. Oh boy! Oh boy, it's happening! Unfortunately, this is now just a target. Because we didn't get the one that said Call to Judgment, where a hero can use a power on that thing right now. We just have the representative. So what is a good representative here? Everyone's favorite representative is Requital Captain Cosmic, because there are no constructs in this game, so you're playing 3 cards for free. But is there anyone that's better though? I mean, like, base Legacy gives a +1 to all heroes until the start of your next turn, so it's like extra damage. Hit random! Ooh, representative random. All right, let's do random. We get Stuntman, Action Hero. And that's a weird overlay, but whatever. It went away. All right, let's get rid of Link. Oh yeah, this is actually hitting Stuntman. But that's okay. We can actually get rid of the representative Earth with Omnitron-U, so it's not too bad. Bear that in mind as we get foul, 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 foul. The good news, though, is that we discarded one of the fouls, so we only got one fewer foul. The bad news is the skies are darkened. Got rid of Link, and now Zelda is crying. Yeah, I got rid of Link. Okay. Also, I think I lied earlier. So if I go huge, yeah, I could destroy an environment card, and it's not going to be a target, which means I deal each target to Sonic. Which basically means I can wipe the board. Oh, and since the mask is back, I kind of want to do that. Munin isn't out yet. That's still good. We can hit Matriarch to our heart's content. So yeah, to minimize retaliations, and that was the last Dark in the Skies, so this is a good time to Monolith. When does Dolphin cry foul? I could keep the representative out, and it would be mostly safe, right? But the thing that triggers effects is Call to Judgment, which does it, or Character Witness, which allows me to heal him, but also the Matriarch. And then there's AIs, the Celestial Executioner, which deals each target next to a trial 3 damage, which includes Stuntman. So I'm just gonna blow up the representative. Especially because if I destroy Found Wanting, then we'll play a random card. Alright, so let's actually just do this turn. Like, the whole auto-select thing was basically built for the Matriarch, right? I mean, not the Matriarch in particular, but Matriarch is much easier to handle with this because it's a lot of fewer effects. A lot of fewer decisions, I guess, because it's just the same decision. I'm Stuntman. You can't judge me. Okay, leave then. Au revoir. It's funny because you're French. All right, so foul, 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 foul. So it's been my long-standing belief that Matriarch is one of the easier difficulty 4s. But I know that many people beg to differ, and they say Matriarch sucks, and they always lose to her, and blah blah blah. I've not really had too many issues with Matriarch. I've had more issues with Progeny than I've had with Matriarch, and people say Progeny is the easiest difficulty 4. But I think most people agree that Matriarch and Progeny are probably the lower difficulty 4s. The higher ones are Iron Legacy and Chairman. Okay, so I can't hit myself, and I also can't Thermal Shockwave myself, although I could heal the cold, I guess. That would preempt the redirect, right? Maybe? I don't know. But let's see. Let's just put Cryo Chamber out, I guess. I guess Cold Snap is fine to play now, because we're not going to get a Dark in the Skies accidentally, but let's do Matriarch. Let's... Oh, right, we do have to hit the mask, I guess. But I'll heal myself, and I can choose the Null Point first. And then this redirects and becomes 0, so it's fine. Okay, yeah, the mask is we're going to have issues with, although... We could Singularity. Although we don't have the on destruction effect. Deal each non-hero target X lightning damage, where X is the number of equipment cards destroyed by this card. So that is a means of getting rid of the mask. I want to do it during my power phase though, because if I destroy one of my equipments, which will be Gaussian Coil Blaster, then I can also deal 2 fire damage. Yeah. Here's what I'll do. Since I don't need the code... Oh, no, I actually... don't know. We're doing fine on HP, and I can bring these back to hand pretty easily. So we'll do Volatile Wiring. We will play Singularity, and then we'll destroy Innervation Ray. Hit the mask. And then I'll destroy Gaussian Coil Blaster. And I'll hit the mask. And now I don't have to destroy any other cards. Why is Hugin at -1 HP? Shouldn't he be destroyed by now? Okay, character witness. Unfortunately, this is a strictly negative effect because each target next to a trial regains 3 HP, which means Matriarch regains 3 HP. Oh, but at the start of the environment turn, a hero may use a power on the hero character card in his play area, so there goes the representative of the Earth. Oh well. Wah, wah. Yeah, we'll get rid of the monolith. And then we get foul. Foul. Horde Cacophony. Well, that was going to destroy the thingy anyway, so whatever. She only gains HP if you discard. No, I know. Well, I mean... Okay, I lied. It's not a strictly negative card. I forgot about the second clause. Yeah, if a player discards card, each target next to a trial regains 3 HP. Yes, that involves the discard, and I knew that. The hero using a power on the hero character card in the play area, yeah, that's a positive effect. And yeah, the discard would benefit us if the heroes were on trial. That's for sure. Alright, Cortex Hyperstimulator is still out there. So let's minimize the damage to Omnitron-U because he hasn't taken a point of damage yet, and I kind of want to finish the game like that because I'm weird. It's probably not going to happen. Okay, I want to stay normal, I think, because I want to get my Compulsion Canister back. So I think we'll do Rebounding Debilitator on Matriarch. Especially because that will put a card out for Hugin to eat anyway. And let's move a link from my trash to my hand, like Compulsion Canister. Play the bottom card of my deck, which is Undetectable Relinking. Which I could utilize to put Compulsion Canister out. But I want to leave those out, I think. So we'll just skip that. And then Absolute Zero is all like, yo dog, I lost my thermal shockwave. No fire damage. There's 3 more fouls. Add Munin and Carrion Fields. I think I'll Cold Snap now. It's fine. Someone's gonna say it's actually not fine because that's going to be bad, but I mean, there's a 50-50 chance that she ends on Carrion Fields or on Munin. And if Munin is out, there's a damage increase and reduction, and then Cold Snap means fouls get taken out and Matriarch hits harder. On the other hand, we're pretty healthy, and once we have Matriarch flipped, Hugin and Munin will be easy to take out anyway, especially if we Compulsion Canister. So whatever. I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now. I want my Thermal Shockwave back. Stop destroying my ongoing cards, Matriarch. Okay. I don't want to lose that plating, but I will use my power to move an equipment from my trash. For which I'll take Innervation Ray. And we get Defensive Blast. Paragon of Sentience. So that would only mean the Celestial Executioner could deal them damage, or that they could heal. I'm gonna put this on absolute 0 because I want Omnitron-U to be at max HP. Because I'm weird. Okay. Right, we have to destroy something. I'll destroy Cold Snap. Nah. We'll do the Rebounding Debilitator, or as Jeremy likes to call it, the Rebounding Defibrillator. That's like, he always calls it that. He's weird. Okay. Foul. 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 All right, what is he ending on? What is she ending on? Munin! Ah! Oh man, that almost undid everything. All right, that's fine. Oh, there's only one link card. I wish I could play both Catch a Ride and Compulsion Canister. That would actually help a bit. But we could still do Compulsion Canister on Matriarch. And then Matriarch will hit herself. And we'll hit Munin because we need to... So Matriarch's going to flip before this game's over, which means that we want to make sure Hugin and Munin get destroyed like at the same time. Otherwise, they bring each other back. So I would love to do this on Matriarch because it would be 3 damage. But I'm going to do this on Munin. And I'm going to keep my links in play because we're losing 2 cards now. And now here is the disaster. This was the worst case scenario. All the fouls came out and Munin came out. But I'll do damage to everything that can't take damage first. I don't think the order actually matters though, but I mean these are all taking damage anyway. Yeah, we want to leave cards in play as long as possible. But Carrion Fields doesn't have the damage increase. Everyone except the highest. So yeah, hit Omnitron then. So then Carrion Field, select Sky. And then select Sky to avoid Omnitron taking damage. Now, despite my best efforts, Omnitron's actually going to take damage now. Actually, it would have been better for me to hit Omnitron first, but whatever. I could have selected Carrion Fields to select... Oh, this is actually bad. Or no, wait, we don't have any components. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Okay, now we're on your proper turn. And I can do a point of damage to Munin if I do Frostbound Drain. And then I can't do damage to Munin, but I can heal. And by the way, this last card is Carrion Fields, but that's actually not terrible. I've dealt 7 cold damage. Oh boy. Oh boy. I guess there's not any rush. I mean, Skyscraper could do a point of damage to Munin, so that's fine. What's in my deck that... Oh, you know what? Let's put out a card for Hugin to eat. I'll heal with this. And then let's put out a card for Eugen to eat, like Sub-Zero Atmosphere, because, yeah, it's not going to matter, actually, and Sub-Zero Atmosphere is kind of not useful against the Matriarch. I mean, there is a theoretical use where we move the Eugen check to the start of turn or something, and then she plays a card which shuffles her trash into her deck, and then she doesn't check at the end of the turn to put unit into play. Actually, that is actually a very good use for Sub-Zero Atmosphere. I'm actually gonna let me start over again. Hi guys, this is Dolphin's Dive. So Sub-Zero Atmosphere would actually help you avoid Eugen from bringing out Munin or vice versa if one of them is in the trash and she plays one. So say that we're in a theoretical situation where we're not in advance, so we don't have to worry about the indestructibility clause, and Eugen is in play, and we want to destroy Eugen, but we're very worried that Munin's going to come out, and Munin normally brings Eugen back. Well, if I have Sub-Zero Atmosphere and I destroy Eugen, then blah blah blah, Matriarch's turn, she plays a card, she plays Munin. But now the end of villain turn effect doesn't happen because we have Sub-Zero Atmosphere. So with that, we can avoid having double cohorts. Ordinarily, you can't sort of avoid the double cohort situation, but that's a means of avoiding it. Fun fact. It's not relevant though now because they're both out, but that is a means of avoiding them. And I love pointing out uses for Sub-Zero Atmosphere because people think that is the worst card in the game, and it's actually one of the most powerful cards in the game when you use it effectively. Slip through time. Alright. So we know what she's playing. Celestial Executioner, that's perfectly alright. Let's not discard cards because I don't want to heal things. However, I mean, well, yeah, we'll destroy Sub-Zero Atmosphere after saying how useful it is because I don't actually need its utility here. And then I need to destroy another card, which I'm going to destroy Cold Snap because it's not doing anything except hitting carrion fields right now. But alright. If I get tiny, we can take out Munin. In fact, let's undetectable relinking to do this again. Compulsion Canister on Matriarch. Stop hitting yourself for a bajillion damage. I mean, this is a bit of a waste, but whatever. And then I can do Cortex Hyperstimulator again, I think. Actually, Aggression Modulator would be really good. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll do that, because Matriarch's Retaliation isn't happening as often now. So yeah, we'll bring these back to hand. Well, Compulsion Canister Matriarch, who does a buttload of damage to Munin. And then we'll Aggression Modulator Celestial Executioner, because Absolute Zero is on trial. So Celestial Executioner is going to have a damage reduction of 2 to him, but we'll have a +1 of damage to the Matriarch, which is nice. And then I'll do the Intravenous Assault on Matriarch. I'm going to leave those cards in play, though. But Eugen will be gone. Oh, no, yeah, Munin is still going to destroy 2 cards. Yeah, because the flip won't happen until she plays a card. That's right. Actually... Ooh. Oh, but we don't have the card anymore, do we? Shucks. If we had Neutralizing Resonator, we could discard the top card of the villain deck, forcing the shuffle. But we don't. Oh, well. Womp womp. And there wasn't a means of getting it, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. No fire damage. No equipment cards. But if I do keep Modular Realignment... Actually, I'll play Coolant Blast. And then I can have Munin destroy Coolant Blast, because I have a copy. And I could destroy an equipment and Modular Realign it back. So Nothing to worry about here. So then, I could also hit myself for Sub-Zero Atmosphere again, I guess. Actually, I'll do that, because I'm weird. And I'll just heal myself. No, yeah, because I can't actually hit Matriarch, so yeah. I could hit Carrion Fields, but I'm not worried about Carrion Fields until the next turn when a bajillion foul enter play. But everyone heals! You get a hit point! You get a hit point! You get a hit point! Everybody gets a hit point! Okay. No equipment's my trash. Do I want to slip through time? The unfortunate thing about slip through time is it's not really gonna hit the Matriarch if I use Defensive Blast. I think I kind of want to hold on to it for when I have a power that's exciting. I mean, I don't really have too many exciting powers, but I will trigger Volatile Wiring and play Gaussian Coil Blaster off of that, so at least I have that effect. I could have played Focused Plasma Cannon through Slip Through Time, and I guess when Slip Through Time gets destroyed, then Omnitron-U reacts, but whatever. I'm not too fussed. Paragon Sentience. Omnitron-U is okay with this, because even though he's not reducing energy, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, destroy Sub-Zero Atmosphere. Destroy Coolant Blast. Oh my gosh, these cards are destroyed now. And order could have mattered, I suppose, because of the trial getting destroyed, but foul, HP recovery, foul, HP recovery, foul, HP recovery, foul, HP recovery, foul. Okay, just play literally all your fouls, that's fine. Just regain all your HP and then play frickin' Darkened Skies next. Or play Horrid Cacophony, which destroys Thermal Shockwave. No! That was my last Thermal Shockwave! Why can't I have nice things? Oh yeah, we have a +1 now, by the way, because we're on the flip side. But it might be worth... Oh yeah, we can Monolith, right? Because 1 damage will be reduced to 0 because 1 + 1 - 2... 1 + 1 - 2. So this is the time to Monolith. Oh, but I wanted to do the area of effect damage. Oh, I could destroy Character Witness for that. Because I want... Oh, he deals each target. Ugh, this is going to be a +1 to myself. That's fine. Does order matter? No. Choose for me. Choose for me. Choose for me. Okay. So, how are you guys doing tonight? How's Tricks? I'm just gonna fast forward through this. I don't always fast forward because I like the damage animations, but this is a lot of repetition here, so. The TLDR is all the fouls are gone. And she hit herself for 3 times, but that's okay. Absolute Zero kind of likes the +1 damage, TBH. It's such unfortunate we lost both of our thermal shockwaves. because there's no more in his deck, so I can't Thermal Shockwave to great effect. So I guess I want to utilize Coolant Blast, which means I want to utilize things that deal fire damage to absolute 0. So I could use Modular Realignment, but I think since there's no equipment in this trash anyway, let's put out Coolant Blast for now. Then I'm going to do the self-damage part. Yeah, the Carrion Fields are in play. The cohorts are in the trash, so her terminal cards are Horror Cacophony, Mask of Matriarch, or Darken the Sky. And there's a 3 out of 5 chance she's Darkening the Sky, which means she's going to bring fouls back, so... But... she is flipped at least. And the cohorts are gone. I guess I have to worry about the Celestial Executioner. Oh yeah, that's actually currently the Celestial Executioners are going to destroy Omnitron's components. So let's undo this. Let's actually undo this. Oh no, I could use Defensive Blast to take it out. Oh, but I don't want to destroy the other one. There's no equipment in my trash, right? So I have to play a card with my power. Yeah, because if I use Defensive Blast, then this Celestial Executioner, I guess... yeah, because it's going to hurt us more right now. Yeah. Let's slip through time. Let's play Focus Plasma. Technological advancement is nice, and I would love to use it, but let's do Defensive Blast so I can use its power, and I could discard a plating to deal damage to everyone. At least have 2 ongoing cards for Matriarch to eat if she decides to do a thing. Foul, Darken the Sky. Okay, well, at least it's not getting the mask back. But each foul entering play is healing her, so it's a bit tricky now. We're kind of barely, you know, keeping ahead of this HP recovery. But I could just ignore the fouls. In fact, I could have just ignored them in the past round. Could have taken out a target and then not done AoE damage, left the fouls out. And then she wouldn't have regained that much HP. Oh well. Now you know. Do I want to catch a red? Do I want to go huge? I don't think I want to go huge. I mean, I could do Colossal Left Hook, deal damage, and then do something else. So let's do that. Like, I could rest and recover, because then I can get a card for my trash, like the Rathian Monolith. So let's get rid of Tectonic Chokeslam, because that's going to hurt us. Proportionist, excellent. Get the Rathian Monolith. And then I could play a Link, or move a Link for my trash. Which... rebounding needles there. Now we'll play the Cortex Hyperstimulator to do some damage reduction. And I get a Compulsion Canister! And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Wait, wrong show. So as long as we don't touch the fouls, they will hurt us. In fact, they will hurt us a lot because of the +1s, but the thing that matters is that Omnitron-U will survive. I could field freeze. I'm gonna heal myself. Don't want to field freeze and blow up Omnitron stuff. No, that's gonna trigger the foul reactions, which are gonna hurt us in the end because Matriarch's doing. It is psychic, yeah. It's not being reduced by Omnitron. I mean, if I wanted to, I could have Omnitron play Temporal Shielding because then psychic and sonic damage get reduced. Which means Matriarch won't hit him, and when the fouls get destroyed, yeah, Matriarch won't react. And then if or Cacophony gets played, she doesn't hit. But no, Omnitron will survive, right? So that's the thing that matters most. And the retaliation right now is going to do a lot of damage, which is going to destroy Omnitron cards. So we'll not do that. I've dealt 1 fire damage. I'm going to do this because I can heal a lot from this. Because I'll have +1s. Absolute Zero loves +1s. And let's not get cold. Let's put out Glacial Structure so that we have ongoing fodder. Good plan or best plan? And I do not want to touch these. Yeah, I don't want to destroy fouls even if it would, because if she plays Dark in the Sky, she heals. So I kind of want the fouls to be out. And Omnitron can survive, and as long as he keeps his components, we will whittle down the Matriarch. So that's good. Let's technologically advance. Let's assume that he'll keep his stuff. He should keep his stuff. And then let's do something. I could move an equipment for my trash, which is only temporal or elemental axo chassis, but let's instead play technologically advanced. The electro deployment unit. Okay. And then we get disruptive flechettes, which will wipe the board. Oh boy. It's at the start of the turn, so it's going to trigger. But stuff will be kept. There's going to be a bad thing if the representative comes out, I just realized. But if we survive this round, which we did, okay, so Skyscraper could Monolith if worse comes to worst. If she survives, I guess, is another important clause here. Deals each hero except the hero with the highest. So we want Omnitron-U to be dealt the damage because he will not be dealt damage. Remember when I said we want Skyscraper to survive? She's not surviving. That's silly talk. Oh no, she might survive. Hey, Dragon. If she does not Horror Cacophony, this is fine. Okay, this is actually totally fine. That's the best case scenario because there's no fouls in the trash. And the mask is not in play. Okay, she's at 2 HP. That's good enough. Actually, do I even want a Monolith? If I catch a ride... That's 2 and 2. And her tiny power... 1 plus the number of links next to that target, and we have Compulsion and Cortex and Compulsion, so that's 4, so that's 8 damage. If I go huge, then I could destroy Celestial Executioner to deal 3 damage to the Matriarch. So that's 5 less damage for theoretically saving someone, but it doesn't matter. No, we'll catch a ride. And then it doesn't matter who deals this damage. It's projectile and no one has a damage boost. Intravenous assault! Okay, well, there's not really any reason to do one or the other, is there? Oh no, I guess, okay. What side do we want her to be incapped on? Do we want her to be incapped on tiny or on normal? One player moves a card from their trash into their hand, one target deals itself 1 irreducible toxic, or switch to a different size. If she's normal, one player puts the bottom card of the deck into the hand, or one player may put a card into play. Well, none of these are really that exciting. I guess getting a card from the trash would be the most useful, theoretically speaking, because we could, like, get Singularity back, and then Omnitron could do a power turn where he destroys his hand. So that would require me to be tiny. Whoop, tiny? Yeah, so we'll keep tiny. So I'll destroy a link. Aggression Modulator is actually not doing anything. Incap her as giant. I would love to, but that's not one of the current options. So what actually is her incap on huge? Until the start of your turn, reduce damage dealt by environment cards by 2. Select an environment target, redirect the next damage dealt by that target, or switch to a different size. Okay. I like the one where she becomes an indestructible 0 HP target. That one's a fun one. Okay. So this is definitely the turn for Frostbound Drain. This has to be to a non-hero target. This is self-damage, but we'll hit the Matriarch. And because I dealt myself damage, I could do Coolant Blast, but I kind of want to go balls to the wall here because the Absolute Zero is not surviving anyway. So let's do Cryo Chamber for another 5 damage. So, yeah, Sky and Absolute Zero, we're definitely not surviving the next round. Omnitron, you can definitely survive the bird damage, though. But we probably will be able to get away with this. You're getting through Omnitron's reductions, which is actually scary, but that's okay. Damage. And yeah, I'm gonna draw a card. Rocket Punch, okay, that's 3 damage with a power. But I want to actually save my power for component destruction, because if Omnitron gets dealt too much damage and the components get destroyed, then Matriarch's dead. So I actually want to get I want to get component destruction. I didn't get component destruction. But I did get defensive blast, which is already in play, so that part doesn't matter. But oh boy. I could oh wait, no, Celestial Executioner is gonna go off and he's gonna deal 3 damage to the Matriarch, right? Because 3 damage, okay, alright, we've won. We have a path to victory, and it's called Celestial Executioner. We survived with Sky and Absolute Zero, guys. We did it! We did it! But first, we're gonna get a second Celestial Executioner, just in case. Alright, we did it, team. See? Matriarch isn't that hard. Okay, things got hairy, but we kept our cool, we got things figured out. And the true secret to this was ablative coating, right? Not really, but... Alright, so that wraps up another exciting installment of Dolphin's Dive. We lasted almost 3 hours. Our streams tend to go to about 3 hours, I guess. A blade of coating. Yeah, see in the background, there's a blade of coating back there. Yeah, so, We had the one deck dungeon game, we had the Sentinels the Multiverse game, and let's see, the one deck dungeon game was like an hour 40, the Sentinels game was like an hour 10, so it was about even Steven between the two. So if you enjoy watching Sentinels the Multiverse or one deck dungeon, be sure to tune into this channel to get all delicious Sentinels of the Multiverse and one deck dungeon content. Every Monday we have On Deck with Pirate Savvy and Dover, but they will be off next week. They've had to cancel because of scheduling issues, but they should return the Monday next. Tuesday is Handelabra Live with John and half the time Jeremy. And Friday is Dolphin's Dive with yours truly. And Sundays is Tales from the Archive with another letdown. If you have not heard, there was an announcement made recently about the Oblivion listening party. I do not remember the exact date. Someone will probably find the exact date before I find it myself. Wednesday, February 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern. That is next Wednesday. Or next Wednesday. Okay, no, it's not a Handelabra live stream. So next Wednesday, February 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern is the Oblivion listening party. I personally have not heard the music because it's not in the beta yet. So I am excited to hear it. Unfortunately, I teach Wednesday evenings, so I won't be able to watch the stream live. But I'm sure that that will be posted to YouTube not within the 1 week. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, so I'm not going to say what I think. It will at least be put in at some point in the future. But be sure to check that out. The listening party is there. And what else? The Sentinel Comics RPG Kickstarter finished earlier today, so you can't back it, but they did finish at $354,000. So lots of excitement to be had there. They definitely went way past their goal, which is exciting. I think they did it within the first hour. If only Handelabra Kickstarters could do that, but for some reason it's harder for indie companies to kickstart digital games. I don't know. It's the reality of the world. There's that. If you like the games, or if you've seen these games but you don't know where to get them, check out Handelabra.com. There's information on where to get the digital versions of these games. Check out Greater Than Games for Sentinels of the Multiverse and Sentinel Comics RPG and Prime War and whatever other content. I think Bottom of the Ninth is also from Greater Than Games, if I recall. Aeon's End was recently Kickstarter by Handelabra and is in development, and there have been occasional dev streams on Wednesdays for that. Be sure to check those out. Those are available on YouTube. I don't really have anything else I think I have to say, so I'm going to cut it there. Hope you enjoyed watching this stream. I'll be back next week, same time, same kind of content, same jokes, same humor. Have a good night, everyone. That's not the button. This is the button. Alright, guys, I keep wanting to use scroll wheel, but that is so slow here. Matriarch. Alright. Good night, everyone.